And it's Oubre in at the small forward. And for Miami, Dragic is out there with Iguodala. Then there's Jimmy Butler. Then there's Rudy Gay. And it's Adebayo in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Gets the three-pointer to fall. The starting gate, opening night in the NBA, Brent. What are you most looking forward to?
I just like to see who it is that, in terms of their competitive spirit right now, is coming out of training camp hungry. Let's see in the next couple weeks which team jumps out and which coaching staffs have done a great job preparing their team coming out of camp. Now, we know the teams can't fall off, Kevin. The talent will catch up. Other veteran teams may get themselves back into a rhythm. But coming out of training camp, how much more together are teams and teams that have made changes? What are they playing like?
What's their chemistry?
Let's find out how they're going to play this year.
Now here's Dragic, following the miss by Giannis Antetokounmpo. Butler from outside. A rebound by the Bucks.
Not sure how he finds himself in so much space there. He's kicking himself for whiffing a bit on that one.
At the top of the key, Gay. And the rejection by Antetokounmpo.
Well, beyond the physical stuff, what I like about Giannis right now is the feel for the game. That time, great timing defensively.
Man, he sure can get off the floor.
He one of the best in the business, absolutely. Dragic finds Butler. Gay outside, just 5 on the clock. Over Oubre, shots good by Gay.
Adept at converting at the mid-range. Rudy Gay, when he gets room to shoot, he's not going to think about it 2 times.
Outside Hill. There's the pass to Antetokounmpo. Shoots over Dragic. And that's good from Antetokounmpo on the assist by Hill.
Almost perfect in the game to start, 3 of 4.
Dragic the pass to Gay. Back to Dragic. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Miami needs to get a shot off. Here's Iguodala. Oubre pulls it in.
Well, mid-range is where he makes the money. So when the D's slow to get out on him, always surprising to see him miss from there.
And Antetokounmpo gets it to go. The Heat trail by 4. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
And that's a foul called on Kelly Oubre. That's his first foul. And some changes here for the Heat. Olynyk comes in for Rudy Gay. Robinson is subbed in for Andre Iguodala. The Bucks also changing it up. Frank Kaminsky comes in for Brook Lopez. And Mikal Bridges subbed in for Oubre. Gets the pass to Robinson. Now Olynyk. 5 on the clock. Here's Butler. The 9-footer's on the mark. Butler's got 5 points so far.
Butler's just so skilled at finding ways to score inside. He utilizes his height and strength well and varies that release point.
That's the only kind of defense that's going to cut the mustard here tonight. You got to stay on top of a guy like that who can play at such a high level offensively.
Bucks have gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. And with this summer signing of Jimmy Butler, the Miami Heat demonstrating they still can lure star talent to South Beach.
The Heat back on the rise. The Butler signing sets the stage for the summer of 2021 when they should have the cap space to sign another max player.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Derek Jones, he's checked in for Jimmy Butler, and Hero subbed in for Goran Dragic. The Bucks also with the sub. Matthews is checked in. Now here's Giannis. He's got 6.
So weird. Sometimes when you get that much time, it can throw you off just as much as having no time.
Adebayo down low. He's guarded by Kaminsky.
That's just tremendous scoring instinct. So fun to watch him work in the half court.
Hill passes to Kaminsky. Outside, Antetokounmpo. Knocked away. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Olynyk. Well, let's take a look at last year's top scorers. Third is Giannis Antetokounmpo.
And looking back, his points per game really underscored the fact that he never took a game off. I mean, one special performance after another all season long.
Miami's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Bridges with the steal. Now the Bucks moving it up. Hill has the open look. Plenty of room to knock down the shot.
Well, the jump shot continues to be a weapon that George Hill relies on to damage defenses.
50 seconds left here in the opening quarter. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And Greg, after this season, Antetokounmpo will be eligible to sign a Supermax extension. The Bucks want him to stay happy.
The loss of Malcolm Brogdon last summer definitely stung. Trying to control costs, but you don't want to take a step back with Giannis's decision looming. And one issue for the Heat for years now, inefficient shooting.
Well, young players are learning how to defend, so you need to do that first. But if you can't go down on the offensive end and you can't find ways to dig out of holes by shooting the basketball, you get down 10 or 12 points. Defense sometimes isn't enough. They've been the bottom third in points scored for quite a while.
He's perfect from the line this time.
Well, when he gets into a groove at the free throw line, it doesn't just last for tonight. This might be 2 weeks, 2 months, something like that.
The kick out to Williams. The shot, no good. And Miami the other way now. It's a victory here for the home team. Last time these guys met.
Not a close contest either. The last time they got together, everyone in the rotation played solid, and the bench was the difference.
The second unit came in last game and just played lights out basketball. I'm sure they'd like to do that again.
Outside for Robinson. Jones dishes to Olynyk. Here's Hero. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. It's all tied in Miami. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. Already a superstar. Antetokounmpo talked about how much.
I'm just trying to focus on the court. What's my next step as a basketball player? Because I know this is just the beginning. I haven't even reached my potential yet. I think I have a long way to go, and maybe one day I can be top 10 in all those things. I feel like I can do that.
I think he's already a top 5 player. His skill set and physical tools, he could be an all-time great.
He's shown the dedication. I think he's only going to get better.
Welcome back to Noche Latina, celebrating the Latin culture and their love for the game of basketball. It just keeps growing. And when you consider how the Heat are doing, guys, what jumps out to you, stats-wise?
Well, going to the bench early, they obviously knew what they were doing.
They're looking for a spark here, and the coach tapped the right guys to get out there and provide it.
In the middle, it's Olynyk and Adebayo. Robinson is out there with Hero. And it's Jones in at the 3. That's the group in the game for the Heat. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Jimmy Butler has made several all-star teams, but he remains single-minded in pursuit of his bigger goal. Butler said, "I just want to win a championship. That's all that matters. I didn't do it in high school. I can do it in college. If I don't win it here, then I'll go to the 50 and over league someday. But I got to win a championship at some stage." Kevin?
I like that attitude. Thank you, D.A. Shots good by Hero.
Rabbit's foot in the shoe that time. Got lucky because the pick has to be better. It made no impact, but they still got the score.
Now here's Bradley. It's back to Hill. The tray. It's good from long range. Hill's got 5.
Nice job there from George Hill setting up. He's an effective three-point shooter.
Well, George Hill, the veteran guard, doesn't produce at the volume he once did. Still, he brings a lot of value to a team. Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
Gay against Williams. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket. And for Hill, Greg, he's a great veteran leader. He brings value to a playoff-bound team.
You know, Hill has a game that is effective even when he's not scoring. His leadership and defense will make him a welcome addition to any roster, even as his numbers fade.
Now, here's Matthews. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. For three, Bridges. Miami grabs the miss. Here in the second quarter, we played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Here's Hero. Matthews with the rebound.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Hill looking around. Shot clock at 6. From about 16. Goes back up. And it's Bradley getting it to go. Bradley's got his second bucket of the night.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game. Brent, we hear this all the time. Good defense beats good offense. Do you think that's true?
I don't know how defense scores. So in today's game, seeing the juggernauts and seeing what we've seen, Kevin, quite frankly, as some of the best offensive teams, not only in the last 5 years, but in the history of the league, around the Houston Rockets and what the Golden State Warriors have been able to do. It's about equipping your team defensively to be able to stop that stylistically. But certainly, every coach will say it comes down to defense because that is something you can control.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. Jimmy Butler, he's checked in for Derek Jones. Iguodala comes in for Robinson. And it's Dragic in for Hero. Now, here's Oubre. Jimmy Butler unable to get his last shot to go. And Matthews kicks to Kaminsky. That shot, no good.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
Those are all the little things about effort there. He just gets out there and contests, and that's just enough.
Dragic against Mitchell. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Outside Dragic. Iguodala finds Butler. Shoots from the baseline. Iguodala, the pass to get. Back to Iguodala. To the left wing. For three, Olynyk. No good on that one. And Milwaukee the other way now. Passes it to Matthews. It's hauled in by the Heat.
I still can't believe that one didn't fall.
Shot's good from Butler.
Good anticipation there from Iguodala, who is a very good passer.
And Matthews kicks to Lopez. A 3-ball. Andre Iguodala comes up with the rebound. Here's Dragic. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. And it's Mitchell with the ball for the Milwaukee Bucks. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That went on Olynyk.
Really, the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
And the shooting guard, Wesley Matthews, a terrific defender, who has no hesitation, Greg, in taking that long three.
A pretty good combination. Weathered an Achilles tear back in 2015, but has remained a steady rotation player.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Iguodala. And no good that time. Good D by Mitchell. There's the lob. Antetokounmpo throws down the alley-oop slam.
Well, that's a nice toss up there, so you got to like the timing. But, of course, that's Giannis. He's going to grab anything.
Throws it up high. It's tipped. It's stolen by Kaminsky. Oh, and he beat it.
Did they just do that, Kevin? They just did that.
Wow, what a way to finish up the quarter.
That's an incredible shot there. Just let it fly, take a chance, and somehow that one goes in.
And so it's Milwaukee in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the... Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show. Ernie Johnson here with Shaq. A competitive matchup for Milwaukee in the first quarter. Nothing seemed to give way on either side of the scoring column. And
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. You look at Jimmy Butler. He's really been playing well.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
Yeah, just way too easy out there, and I'm sure coach is going to make that a priority at halftime.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. Setting the floor for the Bucks. Giannis is the 4 with Lopez the 5. Hill is out there with Donovan Mitchell. And it's Oubre in at the 3 spot. Now here's Dragic. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Shot clock at 5. Butler, no good.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Giannis outside. Lopez outside. Offensive rebound. Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Here's Butler, and he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. Butler's got 11 points.
And Butler has really bulked up since coming into the league. You see his strength on tough shots with the contact.
Here's Giannis. Out of bounds, Miami takes possession. And here's the upcoming schedule for the Heat. On Friday, they'll host the New York Knicks. Then on Saturday, they'll face off against Anthony Davis and the Chicago Bulls. The Heat trail by 8. Outside Dragic. Over Hill. Here's Adebayo. That one, no good. Good D by Lopez.
Yeah, they're going to try to search out for somebody that's got a hot hand right now. 1 of 4 to start the half.
The Heat have gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room at the break. Back to Gay. Stolen by Mitchell. Lopez outside. Milwaukee, no good that time either. And Miami shooting has been wayward so far. Only 37% from the floor. Iguodala, no good.
He's so good at getting to the rim. Maybe tries to get a little bit too cute with that one. I thought he'd lay it straight up and in.
And those are the kinds of plays that are just killing them right now.
Here's Dragic. Giannis Antetokounmpo making his last shot. Adebayo passes to Gay. Back to Adebayo. The kick outside to Butler. No good from outside. Milwaukee leading by 10. And so Antetokounmpo looking over it. And another one in the scoring column for him. He's 7 of 10 from the field.
As Giannis has grown in his physical stature, widening those shoulders, having more strength, these are the kind of plays that make all that hard work pay off.
Timeout called the Heat. And it wasn't too long ago, Brent, we were wondering what Giannis could do if he bulked up. Well, we don't have to wonder anymore.
Yeah, I don't think we need to wonder about an MVP in the league. The curious thing, Kevin, was last year after winning that award, Giannis coming out and talking about he's only at 60% of his potential. Can you imagine what's coming down the line if he realizes the other 40? He's something else.
And a new group in for the Heat. Olynyk is checked in for Gay. Jones comes in for Jimmy Butler. Robinson's checked in for Andre Iguodala. And Hero subbed in for Goran Dragic. Milwaukee also making some changes. Bradley's checked in for Lopez. Williams comes in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. And it's Bridges in for Oubre. Here's Hill. Following the score by Miami. Williams with a clean look. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. Hill's got 3 assists tonight.
George Hill recognizing when his man was open, an effective pass that time.
Here's Hero. He's guarded by Williams. Good tee by Williams.
Well, his poor shooting is a big reason that they're staring at this deficit right now. He needs to get on track if they're going to find a way to win.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark.
To leave a guy like that wide open from range, big mix-up.
It's Hill on the wing. He has 5. Here's Mitchell. He can't get it to go. And Miami the other way now.
Well, a chance to check out Mikal Bridges here. Last season's performance for him averaged 8 points a game, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. We know that he can come up with the occasional big play, but his overall numbers haven't been impressive.
There is a bit of a feeling they're all looking to him to step up, and they know he's capable of doing it right now, just not getting it done.
Frank Kaminsky, he's checked in for Milwaukee. Jones dishes to Robinson. 3-pointer. Rebounded by Kaminsky.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession. And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Hero, no good. And it's Milwaukee's ball. They're on a 15-6 run. Hill, and he banks in the layup. Hill's got 7 points.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Here's Hero. He's guarded by Hill. Shot's good by Hero.
Now, I'm not sure who was supposed to be on him that possession. I mean, apparently neither did the defenders.
Hill kicks to Bridges. It's back to Hill. Bucks passing it around. Here's Mitchell. Good. The assist goes to Hill. Hill's got 6 assists now in the game.
Making the easy shots and the tough shots. He's on top of his game.
Now here's Olynyk. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Pass to Adebayo. Lock at 6. Shot's good by Hero.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
That's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation.
And here at the end of the 3rd quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Bucks lead by 17. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the 4th quarter. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
Sometimes that's what can separate some of the best players, not just creating for yourself, but creating for others as well.
And we reach the 4th quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. They've got Iguodala. Jimmy Butler is out there with Bam Adebayo. Then it's Jones. And it's Dragic in at the 1. That's the group on the floor for Miami. And it's Mitchell missing. And so it's Iguodala. He'll bring it up for the Miami Heat. Trailing by 17. Next up for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. And that'll be the 3rd of the 4 straight at home. It's stolen by Dragic. The 3. Here's Butler, and he converts the layup. Butler's got the first field goal of the 4th quarter here for Miami.
And no matter what they've tried, the D just has not been able to deny them the ball inside.
And it's Hill. That time the assist by Oubre. 9 points for Hill. We talk so much about the stars in this league, Brent. Name some role players who, when they do get hot, they can be terrific.
Well, there's nobody better, and I think he's ripped out a page from Seattle's own Jamal Crawford. There's been nobody better in the last couple of years than what Lou Williams has represented for the Clippers. He's had scoring performances, Kevin, and you've been witness to them courtside, where it's just astounding that he can go and get where he wants to go and make the types of shots that he's been able to do. And this is a revelation because this is 7, 8, 9 years that he's been in the league, and he's doing this with such great impact. And thankfully, rightfully, been rewarded for it.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee.
And as most of us expected, Andre Iguodala continues to be a huge factor for anybody that he plays for. With his athleticism waning just a little bit, it's his experience and know-how that impacts the game the most. Just being in the right spot at the right time, taking the right calculated gamble. Andre Iguodala still impacting games at his age.
Rudy Gay's checked in for Jones. Lopez, he's checked in for the Bucks. Hill passes to Oubre. Good work defensively by Gay. And for Iguodala, Brent staying strong late in his career, he claims that taking up golf has helped him.
You know how many NBA coaches have tried to get away with that very same thing, Kevin? Almost all of them. But according to what Andre says, is the more that he goes out and plays golf and challenges himself as he's playing the course and staying with it mentally, he feels like the more that's helping him on the court. And as he gets to this advanced age where athleticism is going away, it's more about the mindset and the mind game. So tee it up. Maybe that's helping Andre in ways that we don't know about. He's still effective.
Well, the evolution of Brook Lopez continues as he is now a premier stretch five. His three-point shot continues to get better and now a huge part of his arsenal.
And Lopez bold enough to give himself a nickname.
Yeah, well, what was it? Splash Mount or something like that? I guess he's earned it with the work he's put in on his outside shooting. More and more centers these days shooting the three ball.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. Brent, a few players now host podcasts, participate with those elements, with those vehicles during the season. Thoughts on that?
I think it's great. I think it's fantastic for our fan base and for our players to have an outlet, to have conversations and share a little bit more about their personality. It grows them as people, I think, Kevin, especially I've listened to J.J. Redick's many times over, and you learn something new, not only about players, but about their interests and how they're spending time. And I think if you were a young player, let's say you were a high school senior, and you're a college player, and you're listening to some of the things that guys are talking about in their experiences, I think it's invaluable for what it is that you don't know exists around a player in the NBA, and for you to start having considerations about how difficult the task is, how mentally taxing. So these things are great outlets for the players.
But they get it back. And to Tacumbo. Good defense by Iguodala.
How about the timing he shows there to challenge that shot?
Yeah, not easy to do there, and that's a guy that you can tell takes every possession defensively very seriously.
On to Tacumbo, passes to Lopez. Mitchell against Iguodala. Mitchell dishes to Lopez. Hill drives in, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And the foul goes against Miami.
See George Hill, when he decides to drive like that, Kevin, right to the rack, that's when he's effective. He got contact.
Both free throws good from Hill.
Whether George Hill has started, which he's done a lot in his career, or come off the bench, he's a guy that you like in your rotation as a steadying force.
Gay scanning before. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. For so long, the U.S. has been the country to beat in international basketball play. But there are some big-time challengers around the globe emerging.
Well, Serbia and Spain continue to be competition that the U.S. takes extremely seriously, and I'm not saying they don't take everybody that they step on the floor against with tremendous amount of respect. We know from years in the past that Argentina had its golden age with the players around Manu Ginobili and Alberto and Nocioni, but that seemed to be a timing thing for the Argentinian national team. Spain and Serbia will continue to be impressive and continue to push USA basketball in these international tournaments and Olympic play.
Now a timeout called by Miami. They're trailing by 18. 1:52 left in the fourth quarter. And now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, George Hill.
And I love that it's been a hard-charging performance. Jump shots have been kind of an afterthought. His main goal has been to attack the rim and put the D in some tough spots, and also finishing strong.
On the road in a tough atmosphere, he's taken on the role of star tonight. If one of their other players came up short, he picked up the slack to make sure they'll be walking out of here with a win. Lopez inside, defended by Butler. And too much time in the lane, they get called for the 3-second violation. And Miami going with a whole new group out there. The Heat trail by 18.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for the Bucks.
They simply ran them off the court.
They set the pace, and their transition game was executed flawlessly.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And really, they finally got something good to happen against this team. The last two games they faced them weren't nearly as productive.
And a great team effort tonight, helped in large part with contributions, and the nice night it ended up being for Hill.
Serving up feeds all night long. He was the best teammate that they had on the floor.
56 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
The massive size of Lopez just puts defenses in a pickle. When he's that close, you just have to foul him.
He's off on the first. He hits the second from the line.
And the fun-loving personality Lopez has makes him a likable teammate. It's clear that they love playing with him.
Hero passes to Reddish. It's Hill on the wing. Guarded by Korver. Hill kicks to Reddish. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Soft touch on the lay-in. Not everyone has that.
On offense, here are the Bucks. They led the game at 1 point by 20. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Pass to Korver. Lopez left side. They get it back. Matthews passes to Williams. Here's Connaughton. Back to Korver. And so it's the Bucks taking care of business in this one. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it. And really an outstanding effort all the way around.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Brett Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Olney, this is Kevin Harlan, along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you later.
I completely dragon. the hardness. How can they feel like that? It's very bad at this thing, or this thing. I'm feeling sorry. Maybe that's for you. How is that? That's so hard. Let's see. Basically just gonna stay here.